Now, the key to changing your life is by understanding that it is up to you to get the ball rolling. Waiting for change to happen leads to getting complacent. Life is way too short to be waiting around for change to happen. You, and only you, can get things moving by taking the steps you need to change your life and your circumstances.
Staying motivated takes work. If you don't work on your motivation, you become unmotivated. Join Umar Jang as he shares inspirational stories and tips to get you motivated to do whatever you need to do. This is the Motivational Voice Podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Motivational Voice Podcast. This is session number 51. How are you doing? How was your summer? What about your goals? We are inching towards the end of the year, and it's time to reevaluate and see how you did on your goals and how you did on your promises, things that you plan to do before the end of the year. I know I'm working hard on my goals, and I hope you are too. One of the goals that I had this year was to get on the TEDx stage. So in January of this year, I sat down and wrote down my top 10 goals. And I picked 5 goals that I wanted to focus on, and one of those goals was to give a TEDx speech. So I asked myself this question: what do I need to do to make this goal happen? The answer to that question was that there were several things that I needed to do to be able to get on the TEDx stage and give a speech. Once I understood those things, I was able to focus on accomplishing those things, and it made it a lot easier to make sure that my goal happened. All I had to do from that point on was take action and execute on those things that I had identified. So now I'm really excited to say that on October the 29th, I'll be giving a TEDx speech in a local town here in my area. I am very excited by that, and will be sharing more of that talk in future episodes once the talk goes live. So I might have a video somewhere on my website that I can link to for you to watch the TEDx talk. Now, the reason I'm sharing this is to show you that 10 months ago, it was just a thought in my head, and today, it's about to become a reality. And you can do the same with your goals and your aspirations. And this is a great segue to today's topic. There are essentially 2 types of people in the world: those who believe that life happens to them, and those who believe that they make their own life happen. The first group believes that life happens and there's nothing they can do about it. If you were born poor, or you find yourself in a difficult situation, or you are struggling with something, or you are miserable for whatever reason, that's just the way things are, and that's what life is meant to be for you, and there's nothing you can do no matter what you try and no matter how hard you try. The second group of people believe that, sure, life might happen. I might be dealt a bad hand, but it is up to me to turn things around and create the life that I want. So, which type of person are you? Are you someone who believes that life happens to you, or someone who believes that you can change your circumstances and your life? If you are at a point in your life where you want to change your circumstances for the better and start living the life that you want, I will walk you through 3 things you can do to change your life for the better. Let's dive right in. Step 1. Change your mindset. The first step to changing your circumstances is to change your mindset, to change the way that you think. There are certain ways of thinking that can be an obstacle to your growth, and by extension to your success and to achieving your dreams and the things that you want to happen in your life. Negative thinking, things like, what's wrong with me? Why can't I do this? I just know that something bad is going to happen. The other shoe is going to drop, or this or that. When you focus your energy on thinking that something bad is going to happen to you, if you are expecting the worst every single day, the worst will happen to you, right? That's just how the universe works. Now, I'm not saying that just thinking negatively or having a fleeting thought about something negative would mean that you are doomed to have that happen to you. No. But if you focus most of your energy pushing away anything positive and just focusing on dwelling on things that are not serving you as a human being because they're so negative and they're dragging you down. Why hold on to those things? If, for example, the sight of your neighbor who seems to be always the happy guy or girl and is always commenting on the beautiful weather or this or that drives you insane, perhaps that says something about you. Do you resent them for being happy, or do you resent the fact that you can't seem to see the brighter side of things like they can? But if you think about it, it's a simple choice. Your neighbor might be going through something terrible. They might be having a difficult time in their lives, but they are choosing to wake up every morning and expect that it's going to be a wonderful day and choose to smile to a neighbor. So start to think about what it is about your mindset that's pushing you towards thinking negatively or even perceiving something as being negative or thinking that something bad is going to happen to you because that's your life. So what should you do instead? Often, we hear people say, believe in yourself. But what does that really mean, to believe in yourself? Well, essentially, it means that you need to believe that good things can and will happen to you. Belief is a powerful thing. Your mind cannot tell the difference between an imagined future where you are living like royalty, where you are living your best life, versus one that is actually real, that hasn't happened to you yet. So you can trick your mind into believing that you are living that life. And that power of belief will set a chain reaction in your mind that will give you the determination that will lead to actions to make that life happen for you. I hope that's making sense to you. When you think about positive things and believe that it can happen to you and you can have those things, your mind can actually start to push you towards those sensations and feelings and motivations that will push you towards taking the actions you need to make that happen. Believe that you deserve it. If you need to tell that to yourself, say it out loud. Maybe it's just you in front of your mirror, but have a saying or a mantra or something where you say to yourself, I deserve to be happy. I deserve to have this. I deserve to be fulfilled. I deserve to live happily. Whatever that is, see yourself saying it and say it to yourself, even if you're just talking to yourself and talking to a mirror. The reason why this is important is these affirmations and these sayings, these mantras, do actually start to push your brain towards thinking positively and believing in what you're saying. And when you do that, you're beginning to shift your mindset from focusing on the negative or believing that bad things will happen to you and this is your life and it will continue to be this way, to actually shifting it towards no. You could have it differently. You could have the life that you want. And one thing that you can do if you are finding this difficult to do, this affirmation, or if you're finding it difficult to focus on the positive, one thing you can do is you can read books. You can listen to podcasts like this one to start to actually focus your mind on the possibilities of what could be. You can read books. So there are many, many books and TV shows out there. Some are old, some are new. Some of the ones that I would recommend are The Secret, which was an old documentary that I believe you can find it on YouTube. It's old, but it's relevant. You can read books like Secrets of the Millionaire Mindset, right? You could read books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and there are many, many more books out there that you can read that will start to push you to change your thinking towards the positive. All right? So that's step number 1. Step number 2 is don't wait for the right time. There is no such thing as the perfect time or the right time. We basically, essentially, every decision we make to do something, we're just making the best decision we can based on the information that we have at the time that we make that decision. So if you're waiting for the perfect time, it will lead you to waiting and to procrastination. Right? So, and by the way, I have a procrastination guide on my website, things that you can do to prevent you from procrastinating. So if you're interested in downloading that, I can drop the link in the show notes for that. But when you wait for the right time to arrive, you might never find that right time, because guess what? Life happens to us. We have lives, we have friends, family, obligations, extracurricular activities, our jobs, and the list goes on and on. And if you're waiting to fit that in between everything else, that thing that you want to do might never happen. You might never get started. Getting our mind and our habits right is very important for our well-being. That's one of the reasons why I started this podcast. But taking care of our bodies and especially what we put in it is equally as important. That's why I try to take those gummy vitamins every morning, but I can't, for the life of me, remember to take them consistently. So I was recently introduced to a better option from Athletic Greens. It's called AG1. When you take AG1, you're getting 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food sourced superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens, and they help you start your day right. This blend of ingredients supports your gut health, your nervous system, immune system, energy, recovery, focus, and even aging. What's amazing about this product is that it contains less than 1 gram of sugar and has no GMOs, no nasty chemicals or anything artificial, but it still tastes good. And Athletic Greens has over 7,000 5-star reviews. So right now, you can reclaim your health and strengthen your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. It's just 1 scoop in a cup of water daily. That's it. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-boosting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/emerging. Again, that's athleticgreens.com/emerging to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. There was a time in my life where I was going to school, I had 3 jobs, and I had my firstborn son, right? Everything happened at the same time. Did I decide to not do all of those things and, for example, go back to school and get my degree and all of that stuff happen at the same time? No, I didn't wait. I knew that if I waited, it would make it even more difficult later in life to actually get that degree, right? So you have to start thinking along the same lines that there's never going to be a good time, right? So what should you do instead? What you should do is that don't wait to start. Just start today or tomorrow. Start right away. Start researching whatever it is that you need to do. Start taking actions that will lead you to taking baby steps. And be flexible with your time. You can start and shift things and change your timeline. No one said that you have to do it at a specific time. It is up to you to choose your timeline, because when you are too restrictive about when you need to do something and where and how, then you never get started because it's another obstacle on your path to getting started. So when you start, it's important to know that the important thing is to start. When you start, you build momentum. Momentum keeps you moving, and before you know it, you're doing it, whatever that it is. You're making it happen. Now, I'm being vague about the it because for different people it means different things. For you, it could mean maybe being in a happier relationship, could be maybe getting a job where you make more money, it could be maybe taking that trip that you never took, it could be a number of things. Whatever it is, take the steps that you need to take and start today. So, start when the timing seems at its worst. If you can't find another time and you keep delaying it, just start, even if the timing seems the worst. What do you think will happen when you start at the worst possible time? Will things get easier or harder over time? When the perfect time, quote unquote, finally comes around, how much easier will it be for you to finish what you started? Think about that. If you start when it's easy, and only when it's easy, what happens if it gets hard? So start, even if it's difficult, even if the timing is not right. Step number 3, take control of your own life. Stop putting 100% of your destiny in other people's hands. Now, I come from a culture where we emphasize the fact that there is power in working together with people. There is power in community. There is power in being part of a group of people where they can help support you and you can help support them and vice versa. Community is important. It's a core tenet of what makes us balanced individuals. You can't have a successful, happy life without others supporting you. But that doesn't mean that you should fully rely on someone else to be in the driver's seat of your life. Things will get easier only if he does this or she does this. Things will get easier if people are kinder, if I get a new car, or if I do this, if that happens or that. That's a lot of ifs. The problem with that kind of thinking is that you are putting your happiness and your success in someone else's hands, whether it be the world or another person or some circumstance to happen by chance that you do not control. Who do you think that they will put first? Your destiny or theirs? Theirs, of course. Now, what should you do instead? What you can do is think about what you can change right now. Notice I said you. You want to be financially secure? What can you do to make that happen? You can either earn more money or spend less money. How do you spend less money? How do you earn more money? Well, what's eating up your budget? Can you cut those things out? Can you ask for a raise? Can you get a different job? Long are the days where you had to stay at a company for 20, 30, 40 years because of this loyalty that people had towards jobs. Times are different. You do what's best for you and your family and what will change your circumstances in your life. And you can insert another problem here. What do you need to do or change to make that happen? Now, generally, whatever you need to do to change your life for the better and take control of your life might force you to get out of your comfort zone. And for a lot of people, that's very difficult to do, right? So it's very difficult to leave a job that you've worked at for 10, 7, 10, 15 years, right? But because it's pushing you out of your comfort zone, the decision is a lot more difficult. So just understand that you might have to make a decision that your gut, your body, your whole being is telling you, no, don't do it. But good change, great change, anything positive that happens cannot be easy. You shouldn't be able to just switch without having discomfort to something that could change your life for the better and help you take control of your life and nudge your life forward. So you need to understand that. Do what's best for you. You control your path. So stand up and take control of your life. All right, let's do a quick recap of what we talked about. Step 1, we talked about changing your mindset, right? How can you think differently to actually start seeing the results you want to see? Step 2 is stop waiting for the right time. There's never going to be a right time. There's only a better time and a worse time, and you just have to pick one and get started. Because when you do that, you start building momentum, which leads you to actually getting things done. Step 3 is take control of your life. Don't put your life 100% in someone else's hands or something else's control. It's up to you to actually control your life and make decisions that will lead you towards what you want to see happen in your life. Now, the key to changing your life is by understanding that it is up to you to get the ball rolling. Waiting for change to happen leads to getting complacent. Life is way too short to be waiting around for change to happen. You, and only you, can get things moving by taking the steps you need to change your life and your circumstances. Whether you need to be in a happier relationship, a better job, get healthier, change your habits, whatever it is, you don't have all the time in the world, but you can do a lot of things in just a few short months if, and only if, you focus on the direction that you want your life to take and then go for it. You have to take action. Thinking about it is great. Starting to write it down is great, but you have to go for it and take action. And I hope you do. I truly do. By the way, I'd love to get your feedback on these solo episodes that I've been doing. Should I do more of them, less of them? I don't know. You let me know. And by the way, if you tried these tips and see a positive change in your life, let me know. I would love to hear from you. leave me a comment, email me. I'd love to hear from you and see how it worked for you and congratulate you and give you a mention on the podcast. On my website, there's a microphone icon that you can click on to record a voice message and leave me a message if you prefer to do that. I look forward to hearing from you. You can find the show notes for today's episode at umarjang.com/session 51. By the way, if you've enjoyed listening to the podcast, grab your phone right now and rate the podcast. It only takes 30 seconds and it really, really helps more people discover the show. Thank you so much for listening and thank you for spending part of your day with me today. I really appreciate you. Until next time, please stay safe and motivated. Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to the Motivational Voice Podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please subscribe and rate it on iTunes. Get show notes and the latest blog posts at omarjang.com.